I think both screens are probably in. Welcome to the 4th and 22 podcast, formerly the Called It podcast. We decided to change it up a little bit and incorporate some video.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
It is nice. I like the editing features. So with that, we kind of changed the formula of said show. We're going to stick with being predominantly football, fantasy football, for the bulk of the show.
Yes.
The first part of it's going to be like a touch on all sports.
Yep.
So that
Just
way,
a more generalized debacle, if you will. Just a debatable, just a lot of debates.
with that, people who are here just for fantasy football, like my brother, probably skip the first half.
I would say it'll be in the later half of the show. So
Yeah, so it'll be a good chunk. I'm excited to start this back up. Our new logo's coming, so I'm pretty excited for that.
yeah, I like it a lot. I love the name change. I'm just excited all around. So
Well, let's get it right into it. Your question to me: have you seen Duke's recruiting class?
yes,
And I was like, yeah, they got Flag.
Yeah.
They got the 7-2 guy from
Mallock. I'm not no, I'm butchering that, but it's Mallock. He's from South. It starts with a B. Can't.
South something.
Yeah,
He's
but
from,
it's Africa. I mean,
yeah.
it's yeah.
So they get this great recruiting class.
Yep.
And you can give me some stats on how many top 5 players, how many top 10 players
Yeah, I got it.
are in that recruiting class.
Yeah, so obviously, I mean, if you don't know who Cooper Flag is, you really don't watch
Kid from Maine.
any football or any basketball at all. He's the number one.
Isn't he a football player too?
Not that I've read, so I don't want to say that. But number one overall pick. I mean, they're still undefeated in high school. He has another classmate that I think top 10. But they're just unbelievable. He's unbelievable. He's big. He's elusive. Can shoot the three. Just again big.
And he's
so
from like a small town in Maine, so it's like
Monderville. I know,
but they're like knocking off big schools too.
Yeah, Montverde, yeah, something like that. It's up there in Maine. But yeah, he's the number one overall recruit. Obviously, he's going to go as the number one pick in the NFL draft in 2025. Sorry, I know. See, this is why we're just so deep into football right now. But the NBA draft, in 2025. Now, see the Mallock, he's the number 3 recruit that they just got. This is the most recent signing. He is a 7-2 center. Reminds me a lot about Bol Bol. If you remember, Bol Bol just recently got drafted, probably within the last 5-6 years. That was the son of Bol Bol, who played for the Denver Nuggets.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's the same name. It's not Junior or anything, which was why I was kind of confused. But Bol Bol played for the Denver Nuggets back in, I want to say, the 90s, early 2000s, something like that. Maybe a little earlier. But that's what he reminds me of. He's lengthy. He can shoot the three. It's block party down in the paint. So I'm really excited about that. Then we got Isaiah Evans, who is honestly, personally, my favorite prospect.
What did he rank?
Number 12.
Ooh,
okay.
See.
So, but this is my favorite. I think he should be higher. And this is a loaded draft class, or a loaded recruiting class. It really is. But this guy has the swag. He's the shit talker. He's the guy that's going to go up to the student section and let them know that they need to shut the bleep up.
Okay, so
I mean, you know what I mean?
Because we're only going to do the top 5.
Right.
Okay, so they got the 1, they got the 3,
Yep,
and they got the 12.
12.
Who's their number 4?
Number 17.
See,
Han Kwempel. He's a small forward, white kid, very lengthy. This whole recruiting class is lengthy, but he's got the handles, and I like him. I like him a lot. I like this whole recruiting class, but like I said, Isaiah Evans is the guy to watch.
Okay, so who's their 5?
So their number 5 is number 18.
Okay.
Right after that, Patrick, and I know I'm gonna butcher it, but Ngomba, number 2. So he's a junior. Again, lengthy. I think he's a power forward center. No, yeah, power forward center. Malik is a center. Cooper Flag is a small forward, power forward. Isaiah Evans is a point, guard, and then Koppel is a small forward. So it's crazy to think that we literally have a whole starting 5.
Okay. So your challenge to me was find me one recruiting class that was better based off the ranking.
Based off the rankings, yeah. Because
Okay.
I thought that was, it was the talk of the shop.
Okay. So your average player on the recruiting board is a 10.2. That's your average position.
Okay.
The one school in terms of recruiting that's better, it's the Fab Five, the 1991
Michigan.
recruiting class. So they had the number 1, the number 3, I believe it was the 5 and the 8, 4 players in the top 10. And then the other one was like 22.
Do you know him? And do you know him in order?
I know it was Jalen Rose, Chris Webber.
Well, I know who the Fab 5 is. I just didn't know where they were ranked at. I didn't know the recruiting class.
Chris Webber was 1. I'd have to go look at that class. I didn't look at the class specifically.
Okay.
I looked up an article and it was like Fab Five's arguably the best.
Like I said, in terms of ranking, yeah, absolutely.
Now, of the past 10 years, not in terms of rankings, but I'm going to like to compare this Duke team to them.
Oh, the Zion RJ Barrett?
Nope. The 2014 Duke with Kentucky with Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker. And then I believe that year they were 38-0 and lost to.
Well, we can't compare college teams yet. I'm just talking about rankings.
Yeah,
if you just had Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker, I would argue that Zion, RG Barrett, and Cam Reddish was a better class because they all went all the way until Zion fucking blew his foot out.
Well, so where I'm going with this is I'm going to like to compare this Duke's first season to some of these because those are all freshman teams.
Right.
But the Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, they had some other players, but they were like 38-0 until they lost to Wisconsin in the semifinals.
Right.
And then I think Duke beat them in 2014. Duke beat Wisconsin in the national championship game.
I know we had one in 2010.
I think 14 was one.
I think maybe 14.
Did you have Grayson Allen on that team? Or was he a little bit later?
I think you're pretty close, actually. Speaking of Grayson Allen, dude, I know you don't watch a lot of NBA, but the other night he became the first NBA player to hit back-to-back games with 8+ threes.
See that
this man had 7 threes within like the first 6 minutes of the game. It was insanity.
This is going
to hats off to him for a decent NBA career.
I'm actually very happy you brought that up because our next topic that I want to discuss is the biggest question is in terms of eras.
Okay.
LeBron's 40. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a testament to how great he is? Is it a testament to how long he's played? Like me personally, I'd like to see LeBron at 21 years because that's impressive. Playing 21, 22, 22 years.
I think both feats are impressive.
Well,
I think 40,000 points is impressive, and I think 21 years is impressive. But like I touched on him before, let's combine those two and say to ourselves, well, why is he at 40,000? Why is he ahead of the pack?
Well, it's okay.
Because he's played probably one of the longest careers in NBA history.
In an era where modern technology and modern medicine is designed to
absolutely.
So
he does, and he takes care of his body. He in the off season, you see him all over TikTok and Facebook. I mean, you see him everywhere.
I would like to
workout videos. He stays in shape. There's no doubt about that.
And because you could easily go back and say, yes, he passed Wilt, but if you gave Wilt 21 years
with modern day medicine.
But then
and training and trainers and they didn't play with that shit back there. They played with the game manager. That's what it was. But basketball manager. It wasn't a trainer.
Yeah, well, but then the whole thing is, well, if he's going to jump forward era in medicine, that he's going to jump forward into the game. Yes, he's not going to average what he averaged one season, like 50 points a game or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And then he averaged like 30 like 6 times in his career. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Multiple. He's not going to do that.
Yeah, he was above. Wilt was already above his game,
But
above everybody else. I mean, it's just he was tall.
He was right there. Anybody who's watching this that wants to do this or whatever, I would like to see the top 10 scorers all time that are not LeBron James at the end of his career.
I would just say if they played 21 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be okay with just taking their career average points per game and timesing it by 22 or 21. Well, no, let's say 22 because we know he's going to play another year.
Yeah, at least one.
He's going to play another year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to see. I would like to see how close that is.
Regardless, it's still impressive how long he's played.
Absolutely,
still impressive to be able to score and also be called. He's been called too selfless his whole career.
No, he's arguably one of the best passers I think in history. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the guy, but I'll give him his take. But at the same time, I'm not going to let him eat it too. Like I just, you know what I mean?
There's just no process.
No, I can't. Look, we all know the stipulation. We all know that there's only 123.
Now I want everybody to know. Now, I was sitting next to this man in high school, our senior year, with our other buddy, and we were talking about where LeBron James was going to go on the decision and this, that, and the other. And then that night it happened. He's a Heat fan. I'm a Heat fan.
We were Heat fans before the decision.
Yeah. I've been a Heat fan since they drafted Wade.
Yep.
Diehard Heat fan.
Yep.
No matter what he says, this man, I swear to God, would have made love to a chair because he signed LeBron James.
No, because at this point, Dwayne Wade already had proved that he could do it by himself. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody can say, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
He still averaged 20 points.
He was a 40-year-old man.
He wasn't quite that old.
Okay, but he averaged. Okay, listen. I'm just going to let you know the Lakers only let the most dominant man in NBA history go because of his age and Kobe. Oh, him and Kobe have come out and said that there was no reason that they could not have continued their career in LA.
Yeah,
it was the fact that he was old and he was a cap hit. It is a salary cap hit. It isn't what it is. They traded him to Miami. Yes, again, most dominant man in history. Like in my eyes, You're not gonna hold him off. You know, he's gonna average what you said, 12, 13. What did you say he averaged?
I almost positive the year that the Heat won in 2006, he averaged 20 points.
I don't think it was 20. I don't think it was 20 because Dwayne Wade averaged at least 30. Because that was the year that he also got snubbed for what was it, 07, 08. One year he got snubbed for MVP and he had 30 plus points per game. And he was above all the pack. But I was excited. I was excited for Wade. I was excited for my team to get arguably the best player. Well, hands down, the best player at that point in the league.
In 2005, 2006, the Miami Heat, Shaq, averaged 20 points and 9 boards.
Okay.
In 06, 07, he had 17 and 7.
Okay.
07, 08, he had 14 and 8.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
And then he goes to Phoenix in 12 and 10.
Yeah, and he's not. It's like Michael in Washington. This is not pretty. Look what Wade was averaging in 05, 06. Because I know whichever one.
Say Jordan was nothing.
In Washington?
Pretty sure he had.
I know. I said it was ugly. I said it just don't look good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like
Wade was averaging in 05, 06, 27 and 5.
27 and 5. Okay, so
27 and 6.
It must have been 07, 08, which was the MVP year he got snubbed because it was ridiculous. But anyway, I was more excited for Wade. No, I still didn't love LeBron. Obviously, if he's on my team, I'm going to cheer for him.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Wade hit that just crazy. That crazy layup behind the bag that goes like this, and it goes off the backboard.
Yep.
And magically goes in, and he gets a foul.
I remember the alley with the hands, with the Airplane arms coming out. Oh my God, those were the good at Miami days. I'm still a Miami Heat fan.
For me, I loved the Ray Allen 3.
Yeah, that was the biggest shot I heard around the world.
I remember watching that game like, we're going to fucking lose. We're going to fucking lose this game.
Yeah, I know. And then because it was LeBron. LeBron missed the shot. And that's when I was like, you fuck.
Who was the one?
Bosh got the rebound.
Was it LeBron that kicked it out?
No, it was Bosh. It was Bosh got the offensive rebound, kicked it out. And yeah. Out to Allen. 3. Bang! I remember that.
My heart immediately
goosebumps.
Like, okay,
yeah.
We're still in this.
Yeah, goosebumps.
Okay, so now something that's going to be a little touchy. I'm a golfer. You're a golfer. We play golf every Sunday.
Yep.
Way too early Masters picks. And I only bring this up because some might say be dumbasses. We may have picked Tiger Woods to win the Masters.
No. Well, our sports bet. And it's like a $30 bet. Any major in 2023.
Yes, and the Masters is probably going to be the hardest one.
2024, sorry.
Yeah,
2024.
The Masters is probably going to be the hardest one because it's arguably the most hilly of all of them. It's going to be where?
But isn't it the most righteous? Like for Tiger to be like, if this was really Tiger's last year and he were to go win the Masters, like, wouldn't that be just
okay? So pre-car wreck, yes, I would say that this would be his tournament to win. He says he feels better. He don't look played in. He withdrew because he was sick.
Yeah,
he was limping, man.
I know. He's wincing. He's wincing through something. I know he is.
I was not.
But hey, we got 4 majors in 2024. We got time. It was like a $30 bet, and it turned into like I think $1,900.
Man.
Yeah.
He just has to win one.
Yeah. And I think it's a decent bet. But I mean, obviously, I don't think that.
Look,
right now, I can't really say.
The one thing I'll say is this: the Masters is already a limited field. So even though it's the hardest course on his body, it's going to have all the star power. But it's got a smaller field, so. And I mean, really, nobody wins the Masters on Thursday, but they lose it on Thursday. If he could just come out and go, because historically in the Masters, everybody comes back. That's how he won in 2019. The field came back to him, and then he surpassed them, and that was crazy. Yeah. But they always come back. So if he can just if he can go make the cut and be, say, -2, -3, I'm going to feel really strong about Tiger because he's still Tiger.
I mean, yeah, he is. He obviously has the most knowledge of the game. I mean, how long has he been around this game? He's been golfing since he was 5, 3. Yeah, 3. I mean, he did the same thing with Charlie. Charlie's going to be just as good. I can guarantee you. I saw somebody post Charlie's his last round, and he had like a 10 on there, and it was like, oh, good overhype. And I'm like, wait, if you don't fucking get on a golf course and shut the, like, it happened. Like, you know what I mean? You have bad holes. You have blow-up holes is what we call them.
Well,
and he's what, 15, and he's playing on a professional tour. Like, if you don't grow up and just accept the. Yeah, we're going to have a Tiger 2.0 in 10 years, if not sooner.
I think him and John Daly's son are going to compete.
100%. It'll happen.
And John Daly's son is good, and he's, I think, 18 now. He's older.
Yeah.
And they're both good.
I looked some up the other day. It was kind of like a scroll through Facebook type thing. Do you know what John Daly's highest ranking ever was?
Ooh.
I was shocked by this. I actually was.
He was never number 1.
No, he was not.
I don't ever think he was top 5.
Nope.
And I don't ever think he was top 16.
Nope.
24?
26.
Okay.
Very close. 26. I was like, wow. I was like, John Daly was like the guy back then. You know what I mean? It was Tiger and John and Phil.
Well, and the hype around John Daly was someone withdrew from that, I think, 91 Open and he gets the call to take the spot.
And he's just ripping 350 bombs down the
Ripping 350
Yeah.
bombs and ripping
Mhm.
cigs and beer.
smoking
I mean-
cigars and drinking beer.
I mean,
He's
he's
the way to do it, though.
it was a dominant performance, and I don't remember what
Yes.
place it was at, but it was windy, it was cold, and he just
He took it on.
yeah. So I'm honestly, truthfully, at the Masters, I really like Scotty Scheffler to win this year.
Ooh, you took my boy.
I'll switch it up because I
like me some Scotty. I don't. I'm a big Rory fan.
fuck Rory.
Well, fuck you.
Fucking
I am a big Rory fan. I like his dress game better than his golf game. Let's just say that.
his golf game.
But yeah, it is good.
I-
I don't think he's at this. He's struggled a little bit this year. I've watched a little bit, a couple.
Oh,
of
no, I think the PJ Tour and Liv joining have just effed with his head.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. I feel like he has struggled this year, so I don't think he would be my pick to win. I'd probably do a fan favorite and do Scotty.
Okay, you go do Scotty. I'll switch it up. I hope that this happens. I'm rooting for this guy and have been for a very, very, very long time. Ricky Fowler.
Fair enough.
I would like to see him put together 4 good rounds at the Masters.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's had a couple top 5 finishes, maybe even a few more top 10s, but he's just never.
that's another guy. I like his dress. I like his dress code too. He wears some fucking neon colors and some bright
Chase
colors.
goes, "Hey, Dad, how do you decide who to root for in golf?" Oh, I just look at what they wear.
Look
and
at
if
what
I
they
like
dress.
it,
They
then
dress
I-
like they're clearly all better than me. So I gotta cheer them all on. But
they're only better than you.
it goes by dress code.
Handicaps.
Hey.
Handicapped ain't better than you. You'll get 39 strokes.
Hey, you know what? Gotta get them while you got them.
That'd be the one day you shoot like 89.
89. Yep. Posted a 52.
So, real quick. The guy who plays on, I'm drawing a blank, Guardians of the Galaxy, Quill.
Chris
Pratt?
Pine. Yeah,
Okay.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Have you heard his Tiger Woods story?
No.
Is it- okay.
Oh yeah. But him hitting his, he was trying to get like a lesson, and then he was hitting this shot in front of Tiger, and he's like, it's literally the best shot I've ever hit in my life.
It wasn't even a lesson. It was in a celebrity charity golf scramble, and you get like handicapped, and your team gets strokes. So Chris is like, I'm bad, but it's the
Right.
same thing. He said the same thing, and he's playing in front of Tiger Woods, and he just fucking pures this drive. And Tiger,
I've seen it. Yeah, he's like,
sandbagging motherfucker.
yeah, he's you sandbagging motherfucker.
I love Tiger Woods.
Chris is like, I swear, man. Or before he said about the sandbagger, he said, well, what's the problem? Like, he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's a great shot.
No, it was great.
Yeah,
oh
no, it
man, I
was.
love Tiger Woods.
It was.
Okay, so we're gonna jump to probably the most uninteresting season in sports.
Oh,
Ever.
God. I'm not excited about
Can
this season.
literally anybody
I'm not.
beat the Dodgers, or are we just not watching baseball?
Listen,
Like, I'm still going to games.
I'm a Cardinals fan. You're a Cub fan. We can just make a truce right here. That
Rebuild year.
yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're out of it. We're gonna talk shit on the series that we play, and that's gonna be it. Like, I'm not. Whoever's gonna win the division, what are you gonna go do? You're gonna go face probably the number 1 seed,
Yep.
which is gonna be the Dodgers. No thanks. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want that butt raping. I mean, but there's the problem.
Here's the problem. This year in 24, who is beating the Dodgers in a home field advantage LA?
Home field advantage? I don't think anybody.
Nobody.
If
They might win 140 games. And then the real problem is next year. Who beats the 161 win Dodger team? Because with Shohei pitching,
yeah, Shohei. So you got Shohei not pitching this year.
No,
They still have an over the top lineup.
I want to be clear. It's an over exaggeration. I do not believe that they're going
That's
to.
the 160 wins is a woo.
No.
God damn.
That both 24 and 25 Dodgers teams have the ability to push the envelope on 130 wins.
I think this year they have the ability to hit 115. I think next year, with Ohtani pitching, I think they could hit 130. Like, it's scary. It is very scary. I mean, they have an all-star
freaking lineup.
They're like, hey, baseball, so we don't have a set. Oh, and so apparently baseball is considering a salary cap to force teams to spend money.
Yes.
And people think that's why the Dodgers did this with Shohei Ohtani. Because
Well, then what other
year?
Didn't they go get one of the
They did the same damn thing.
other Japanese players?
Yokomoto or
Yeah,
something,
Yakamoto.
the third baseman or the center fielder or something.
He did kind of struggle the other day. I kind of watched him start, but I mean, it's
You'll-
spring training.
Yeah, it's
The guy has went from
we're talking about practice.
we really are.
We're talking about practice.
He went from a Japanese league to the Major League Baseball. I don't care what you say, or it's the America runs baseball. It's Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Americans. They all play here.
See,
I think that the MLB is the hardest league.
hold on a second. Let's
In the
put
world.
it this way.
I do.
Let's put it this way. The Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans, the Venezuelans,
Yes,
Central America runs baseball.
100%. But where do they play?
North America owns
North
baseball.
America. Yes, that's it right
So
there.
we are not great.
No, I mean we have a couple. Listen,
We have
got,
Verlander. And
we got.
Mike.
Well, listen, there's a couple up and comers. Don't worry about it.
For all I know, Pete Crow Armstrong's from fucking Italy. Who knows?
Well, he's another European.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I mean there's no high hopes for our teams this year.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe the Braves. Maybe the Braves.
How does USA baseball?
A rivalry game could be interesting between the Braves and the Dodgers.
Not.
A series,
Yeah,
you know what
so-
I mean? Like I don't.
So I like Stryker. I like the starting rotation. I like Acuna Jr. I think that Atlanta. Okay, now you said, I really think Atlanta could with
That's
their
what I'm saying.
pitching.
It'd be, yeah,
If they could shut that offense
Right.
down, because
Right.
then it's a battle of who can score 1 or 2 runs and not let the other team score.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. You got to go with pitching. I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, because like I said, Ohtani is not in the rotation for the Dodgers this year. He's not able to pitch until 2025. So you have to have another pitcher in there that, now, don't get me wrong. Again, they do have some great young pitching.
You know what's really upsetting is that they won't. Who's the one that basically got suspended from Major League Baseball? I can't think of his name. The pitcher.
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
I want him so bad. I'm like, I probably have written a letter to Mo by now.
He goes, I'll sign for sheep.
He'll sign for a minimum deal.
I'm like,
Nobody wants the PR. That's what it is. Nobody
Yeah,
wants the
PR is-
PR. And
if you go look at the messages, and I get people are getting into their own kinks and weird shit like that, but her messages, if they are true to the other party about what they were basically trying to do to Bauer,
yeah, and that's
it's
why.
disgusting.
That's why. Yeah, it didn't go anywhere because
Yes, which is why he's pitching tonight.
exactly. And I mean, the guy has pitched in. I can't remember. Was it Japanese league?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't think he pitched bad.
Fuck the
So it's not like he's in baseball shape, but it's
the
just
PR.
it's the PR.
Yeah.
Like if I'm St. Louis, Sonny Gray just went down. He's on the IL to start the season. You got Lance Lynn, who's almost 40 years old.
the real question
be your
is
host.
what kind of deal does he want? Is he only wanting a 1-year deal to prove
Listen.
or what if he wants a 3-year deal? If I'm the Cubs,
I
I'm
would
saying-
give him a 1-year deal, and at the end of because if you're St. Louis, what's really the risk here? You're not a contender. You're not a contender. You're not. I'm being honest. We're just not. We don't have the pitching. Our defense is okay. We're over here signing veterans like Matt Carpenter, hoping that we're just going to get a spark out of our.
Oh my God! Did you see that post?
I don't understand.
His OPS in spring training is some crazy number, and they're like,
He's a good hitter.
they're like, these are the things
And
that nobody's
it's-
talking about. Well, what about his OPS when he bats 210 in the
Exactly.
regular season?
Exactly. I
In the
mean, I get it. We have a lot of young guys. It's a leadership thing. He's a decent bat. He'll probably
Look, here's
play
the problem.
DH the whole year.
And I really hate to say it, but the Cubs were better. Like I said, they were last year than everybody thought.
They were pretty good.
They're going to be even better this year. They're not a 90-win team, I don't think, but I think they're an 86 to 88.
I think it's Milwaukee kind of fell off the cliff. Cincinnati, I think, will take third. Pirates
we'll finish last like they always do.
Yeah, like they got another like 5 good years of recruiting.
I mean, it's really
really
the
good.
NL Central could be up for grabs. I
think it's between us.
the Council signing.
If I'm, it's tough to say, but I think you guys have a better roster on paper, especially pitching wise.
It's not even on paper. It's on the field. We're better.
I mean, but it's
Even down to the minors, we're better. You guys have Jordan Walker, who's a good prospect. I think he's gonna.
Mason Wynn. Let's not talk about prospects here. Let's not talk about prospects. Maybe we'll save that for the next segment. How about we do a prospect ranking between the Cubs and the Cardinals? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We'll do that next time because I know that Jordan's up there, Mason Wynn's up there. We got Tim Hink.
T-I-M-M. No,
That's
Tim,
the
the college basketball player.
No, Tim.
Tim.
No, Tim. That's Tim Hink or Hink. It starts with an H. But he's a pitcher down there. He was just up here for spring training. He pitched single A ball last year, and I think had double-digit wins in single A ball.
Okay.
Moved him up. I mean, they're just going to keep moving him up. They signed him when he was like 19.
Yeah, see, we did bring up a good amount of our top prospects. I really like.
Yeah. And once they play in the MLB for a year, that prospect rating goes away.
The Cubs bringing back Belly.
Because then they're an MLB-ready player.
So we got Nico Horner, Swansby.
Yeah.
Belly.
I think Belly should stick to. I mean, are you going to keep Crow Armstrong up, or are you going to send?
No, he's starting in AAA.
Okay, so you're going to put Belly in center field or at first? That's a tough question, isn't it? Because I thought you guys were going to go after Ryan Hoskins. To be honest with you,
I wanted.
I thought you guys
I
were.
wanted the lefty from the Mets. I can't think of his name. The lefty first baseman from the Mets. I thought he would be great.
Vogelback?
Nope. I'll have to look it up for the next segment. I'll bring it back on a. I'm
trying to think.
Research.
Oh, Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
I was going through a roster.
And I really wanted him at first. I know we got Swansby at short. We got Nico at second. I'm trying to think of the kid's name that we brought up last year. Who was really, really good. That played all over the infields, and I just can't bring it up. I can't recall. So our outfield set, our starting pitching is a little weak. Our bullpen's a little.
Our fucking starting pitcher is a disaster.
So Cubs, if you're listening,
and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think
Trevor Bauer.
No, fuck you. If the Cubs side Trevor Bauer, I'm rioting. Fuck PR, though. Go get his ass.
Come on, Cubs.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Okay, guys. So this is the end of the first segment. Just so you know, that's kind of how we'll do it. Kind of rapid fire. Topics take however long they take until we feel like moving on or we're bored with them. They'll go as long as we find them interesting. Is the best way to put it.
That's it.
We're going to be working on a transitional thing on this. We're not tech people. We just,
we're more worried about the content at this point.
Yeah, we're
going to be blatantly honest about it.
You can see our pretty faces. And
I don't know about pretty.
I don't know about you, but I know about me.
But yeah, we're more focused on the content. We want to bring good content. We want you guys to have a good listen. We're not really, and we'll get into it, but we're just not. This is the first episode, and we're going to be doing it weekly. So give us a couple weeks, and we should have the small stuff ready to go.
Hell yeah! Well, when we come back, we'll be going over NFL free agencies, safeties, QBs, running backs, receivers,
football,
fantasy football, which is my safe space.
Football.
So everybody needs a safe space. Just give me fantasy football.
Remember what was that old ESPN one? Ready for some football? What was that? Monday Night Footballs. Yeah, I remember that.
Are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. When we come back, all things with pigskin.
All things.
How's it going, guys? We are back with 4th and 22. It's actually kind of hard to not say to call it a podcast. It's really hard.
Give it a few weeks. It's only the first week.
So, I'm a Bears fan. You're an Eagles fan.
It's pretty known fact.
We both need safeties.
Yes.
So we promised some upgrades, some different features. We're going to see how this works. With that being said, we're going to start off this with some notable free agent safeties. Jamal Adams, Kevin Byers left the Eagles, Eddie Jackson left the Bears. Ex-Eagles, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he is back.
Yes. Xavier McKinney, young, only 24, 26, 24, maybe
Yeah,
25.
Thank you for former
pretty young.
first-round pick.
He just got done with his rookie deal.
Yeah.
Jordan Poyer, ex-Eagle. Darnell Savage.
Wait, Poyer was an Eagle?
Yes, he was. He was drafted by the Eagles.
No fucking
little fucking known fact for you.
No fucking
look,
way.
look it up. I can look it up for you.
There's
Because he was 33 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, I'm just about to show you a picture. I'm just about to type in Jordan Poyer, Eagles.
I did not know that.
Eagles trade. We traded him to the Bills. Yes. Yeah. We drafted him. Well, no fact. That's how long I've been a fucking Eagles fan.
You learn something new every day.
Hey, that's it. But no, Justin Simmons and Geno Stone. Look, I'm just going to start this off because mine is flat out plain simple. Okay. The Eagles only need to go after one or two of these guys. Not necessarily saying we need two safeties because we don't. But I would prefer it to be one of these two guys.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, so do you need both the free and strong safety?
No, I personally don't think so. We still do have Reed Blankenship, which I think is a tackling machine.
I think Geno Stone will look real good in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago? Maybe.
I think Geno Stone will look real good at free safety in Chicago. I think one, Jackson was overpaid. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Jeremy Chin, I don't want him. Kevin Byard, I don't want him. Jamal Adams, definitely don't want him. Poyer's
Jamal Adams is big, but he just can't stay healthy.
Justin Simmons is 29. I'm not really a fan of anybody but Geno Stone. And not that they're not good players. I'm just thinking about the Bears and the mindset. Jamal Adams misses too many games. Kevin Byard played pretty good for you guys last year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No. Well, as soon as he got there, not saying it was his fault, because it wasn't. It was just communication between the coaches. This has been touched on in the offseason. But yeah, he didn't live up to my expectations at all. As for the Eagles list, we just got Vic. We got Fangio of the year. We wanted him. We wanted him last year, but Jonathan Gannon fucked that up with his little tampering bullshit. So we finally got Vic as our defensive coordinator. A lot of things are changing in Philadelphia. We're no longer running a 3-4 defense. I just
got Poyer have a little.
Well, hear me out. So Justin Simmons
29
was a big Vic guy. Is still a big Vic guy. My number one choice would be Justin Simmons. I know he's a little bit older. He's, I think, 31. But I think you can sign him to a 2-3 year deal, get what you need out of him. He's a hybrid safety. He can play a little bit of sub linebacker. He can play
the Ravens just paid Matabuke
big money.
Big money.
4 years, $98 million.
Kevin Byard, I don't know how old he is. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank.
30, 31, maybe high 20s, like 29, 30.
At this, now, obviously, right now, we're just talking about Bears, Eagles.
Right. Well, we can go down.
The Ravens, if they lose, they can't resign him. If that's the case,
correct.
Is there anybody on this list that you like? I kind of like Eddie Jackson.
I kind of was about to say that's the first name that popped off my head is I think Eddie Jackson, because when you think of Baltimore safeties, you think of hard hitting. You think of
hold on.
I didn't say good tackling. I said hard hitting and ball hawks.
Okay.
That's what Baltimore safeties are. I know you have your concerns of Eddie Jackson and his tackling that he did
last year. With Jalen Johnson too. He doesn't like to tackle. Last year he tackled. He got paid. If he continues to tackle, no problem. If he doesn't, he's not a lockdown corner. He has to tackle. Jalen's not that guy that's going to keep Garrett.
What did he
Wilson.
get? He got 4 years. I think it's 19 million a year.
Something like that. Yeah,
Um,
70-some million.
Yeah, and then he got he's the 4th highest paid corner.
God, it's just
He was on one of my lists. I'll tell you that. I wanted the Eagles to trade Bradbury finally, and going after Jalen. But I think you guys made a good decision. He's young. He's one of the best in the game.
so now we're talking about free agents. The next one, we're going to tie in the receivers, the people that the safeties hit, the cornerbacks cover, so on and so forth. And I'm going to bring up a little graph because this is probably one of the most hyped, in my eye, and this is in terms of fantasy, hyped draft classes that we've seen. Like, yeah, everybody knew
It
Jamar
is.
Chase was going to be good.
There's a few quarterbacks, this wide receiver classes deep,
Very, very
very deep. Running back classes deeper than you think.
It's not with lockdown talent.
No, but we've watched a lot of
Combine.
combine this year. There is some sleepers that I definitely can see running backs in the 5th or 6th round turn into like an Isaiah Pacheco. I feel
So,
like there's a couple of those.
so in terms of the free agent receivers that we have, number one on the board, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
He's expected to get around 4 years, $68.2 million. Then you got Marquise Brown, 4 years, $59.5 million. Gabe Davis, 4 years, $54.5 million. And it just cascades down. You got Mooney Boyd, OBJ, Curtis Samuel at 3 years, $34 million. DJ Chark is expected a 1 year deal. KJ Osborne, a 2 year deal at $7.5 million a year. Receivers are not exactly expensive with the cap increase.
Yeah.
I like Ridley going to Jacksonville. Back to Jacksonville. But if that doesn't happen and he goes elsewhere, because he did kind of come on a little strong at the end of the year last year with Lawrence.
Yeah.
I would love him in Detroit.
Yeah.
I really think you put Jameson as like the gadget slot receiver. Throw Amon-Ra in the slot sometimes. You got Calvin Ridley and Amon-Ra on the outside. The two-headed monster and Sam Laporte over the fucking middle. You can't guard everybody.
I agree. But again, as we touched on, there's too many mouths to feed. It becomes not really a fantasy because Amon-Ra ain't gonna lose no targets. I can promise you that.
No.
If anybody's not losing targets, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, and
He's a top tier wide receiver in the league. I don't care what anybody says.
the question is do you think OBJ has stuff left in the tank? Because if he does,
If he doesn't go back to Baltimore, I don't think he succeeds.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where
He succeeds in Baltimore because they're worried about Jackson.
You're probably
They're worried about Zay Flowers now.
yeah, you're probably going to pay a rookie receiver less.
Yeah, it's a deep class.
Curtis Samuel wouldn't be bad. That's a good. That he was solid for Washington.
He's a solid option.
Really, Mooney bet on himself. So I don't know if you know, but we offered Mooney like a 3 year extension or something like that last offseason, and it was in the range of 10, 12 plus million a year, something like that. Well, he bet on himself. Said no, I'm going to pay
Some people do that. C.J. Gardner Johnson did that too.
He forgot who his quarterback was.
Uh-huh.
Throwing Jay Moore from Justin Fields to do like what seemed like 80 swings a game. I mean, it was ridiculous. I actually did the math. They actually averaged 8 screen plays a game. In that,
Wow.
I mean, for the whole season, I mean, absolutely just that's a lot of screens.
That is a lot of screens.
Now Moore had 1,300 yards, he had like 90-some touches. But what other?
Well, I feel like when you have Herbert, you can also do that because Herbert's a pass catching back more than I see a right-handed runner.
Yeah, I think Herbert's more of a 2.
Yeah.
I don't for the Bears.
Third down back. You know what I mean? Out of the backfield pass.
For the Bears, I don't want to sign one of these receivers. We got like 62 or 63 million in cap space after signing Jalen, after giving Montez his money when we traded for him. So we got 63. Save it, build up the O-line.
Yeah.
Because where I was going with that was pull up this next graphic. I really like this graphic thing. Takes a little bit to get up, but we make it work. First wide receiver drafted the last 10 drafts.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yep.
So Jackson Smith and Jigba, I don't remember what he was taken.
Last year, he was, I want to say 11 to 15. It was a mid-round, first-round pick last year.
Drake London was 8th.
Jake London was a top 10.
Jamar Chase was 5th.
5th, yep.
I think Ruggs was in the 20s.
Henry obviously is the bust of this list.
I think Marquise Brown was in the 20s. DJ Moore was in the teens or the 20s.
Yeah, he was a mid-round pick, I believe. Corey Davis was another 5, which is close to Ruggs for being closest to a bust. I mean, Corey Coleman is probably up there with 2.
He was the 15th. He's playing in the USFL now.
Yeah.
Cooper was what, the 5th?
Corey Davis doesn't even play football anymore, does he? Or is he in the XFL or UFL?
I don't think he got picked up after he went to the
After he went to the Jets.
One of these guys, I think it was. So Corey Coleman was actually on the Chiefs team that won last year. He just didn't play. He was basically like
I didn't hear about that.
practice squad member. Cooper was the number 5 pick?
Yes, number 5.
And Sammy Watkins
No,
was
number 4. Number 4.
number 4,
Cooper was the number 4 pick.
and Sammy Watkins was the number 4 pick.
Yes.
So
But
you got 3 or 4.
you got
3 or 4.
You got 4 top 5s.
You got 4 couple more top 10s, and the rest are a little sprinkled. So
mid round.
Jason kind of came on better last year. I thought that offense struggles. Drake London, jury's still out. I don't know Kyle Pitts isn't even that great.
Listen, if he gets Kirk Cousins, I think Kyle
Oh,
Pitts is
that's a whole different
through the roof.
Kirk Cousins,
Through the roof.
oh man, Jamar Chase.
Him, Drake London would actually be able to go out and run some routes and not some. Yeah, they improved from there. I mean, if they trade for Fields or get Kirk Cousins, I think they improved from last year because either way, it's not Desmond Ridder.
Jamar Chase, stud.
Yep.
Henry Ruggs, prison.
Yep.
Brown is a so-so receiver. DJ Moore, stud.
Yeah.
Corey Davis.
First round talent. If we were to say now, obviously he would be a first round talent.
Corey Davis,
Bust.
couple decent seasons.
I mean, if he didn't get 1,000 yards as a receiver, I don't think that's
Corey Coleman, bust. Amari Cooper was a guy.
stud.
Sammy Watkins,
First round.
Yeah.
So I'd say a second to third round talent for Sammy.
Now where
He had a decent year with Kansas City. Spent some time in Baltimore. Obviously got drafted by the Buffalo Bills, but I don't think how long was he in Buffalo? He wasn't in Buffalo very long. I don't think it was very
3
long.
seasons. Now where I'm going with that is what I think the Bears should do with their first overall pick.
He ain't making it past pick 3.
Look,
He's
so
just not. It'd be lucky if you don't go at pick 2. Whoever takes pick 1, obviously, is trading up.
Look,
Chicago's taking Caleb.
there's some absolutely ridiculous trades out there. Just some.
I'm telling you, the farther you move up, is the more it's going to cost. So think about that. If you got like the Minnesota Vikings moving up to pick 3, and it's going to cost you. It maybe sound like 11 picks, but that's
I think
it's more than the 11 picks. I promise you.
So I think some things have transpired in the last 24 hours, as in Mac Jones is being put on the trade block, basically. They're open to accepting trades for this guy.
Yes.
If I'm the Bears, I'm not calling the Patriots. I'm getting it out there that we're shopping Fields. And I'm going to call Fields, hey, we're not really shopping you. We're just going to see what we can get for this pick from Patriots. Because
I feel like to get 3, you're going to have to trade Fields and the number 9.
No. See, I don't think we're trading to get 3.
I think
okay.
I think we said New England, so that's what
New England is to trade back. Because if their guy is Drake May or Caleb Williams and they're not sold on J.J. Daniels and they're not sold on J.J. McCarthy at that pick and they don't want to move back, what's going to happen? Well, the problem is they're going to have to trade up. And Washington's not trading back if their goal is to get a quarterback. They're getting one of the top 2. So then the goal is going to be called Bears. So we get it out there that we're shopping Fields because then it makes it look like we're taking Williams. And then we get a little bit more for that pick. With that being said, I think then Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to 3. You
Because
take
he ain't making it past 3.
you take Marvin Harrison Jr.
Should, at least.
Shouldn't. But you take Marvin Harrison Jr. at 3, you ride out Fields, you don't accept his option. Because you just also acquired a first-round pick from the Patriots who probably won't be that good next year either. So hopefully another top 5 pick. If Fields isn't the guy, you now have that first-round pick plus your own first-round pick that you could then trade to go get a guy like someone like a Drew Allar out of Penn State who should be coming out next year. I mean, this is – if the Bears trade Justin Fields, I'm saying this right now, first episode, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he told me this. I said,
I don't know. I've been a Bears fan.
You're so full of shit.
I'm being dead serious. If they trade away Fields, because the problem is he's gotten progressively better each year.
I agree with you. Yes.
So at some point,
Especially with that after getting DJ Moore, getting him his weapon. I agree.
so we need another receiver. We need a slightly better offensive line. You go out and sign a Saquon Barkley. You go out and sign Austin Eckler. Someone who, and I would go pay for Barkley. If they trade Fields, I swear to God, I don't know if I could be a fan of this ownership. I think I would probably give up on my fandom for the Bears because it's not Fields.
You've had your heart broken too much.
Too many times. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the tomfoolery.
I think Ryan Poles had a great draft last year. I mean, give the guy a chance.
Poles is the guy. Poles knows what
But he's not the guy if he trades Fields.
No, but does that come from Poles or does that come from?
I think Poles is the one making the decisions he did last year.
Yeah, but you don't know how those owner meetings go in where she's
No,
like,
no, you don't. You're right. But I mean,
It just seems like,
I mean,
okay, like you've seen what's draft day?
yes.
Okay,
of course.
we got to make a splash, Sonny. Got to make a splash. No, I'm telling you, that's what I foresee. And she's like, look, man, you're drafting well. You've paid at each line of the defense. Our defense is really good. Offense struggles. We see flashes of Fields, but I need a splash in the pan to show the fan base that we're serious. The serious thing is to trade back, acquire more picks, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., build up the defense a little more, build up the offensive line, sign Saquon Barkley, and then you go see what Fields can do. With 2 receivers, Saquon Barkley and Cole Kmet at tight end, and a slightly better offensive line. I'm telling you, it'll be a game changer for Fields. None of these receivers, DJ Moore, I'm happy to have. I was so wrong on what he was going to do for the Bears. So to DJ Moore, just Fields, I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize for saying it wouldn't matter, because it did. It did exactly what I said it wouldn't do. So Fields averaged over 200 yards a game that he played. And DJ Moore had probably his best season, arguably, in his career.
Yeah, you knew the last time the Bears threw for 350 yards.
We're not here to talk about. We're not here to talk about this. We're moving on.
Who is the quarterback, Tyler?
Which team should not? Ooh. Was it Rex Grossman?
Nope, it was Mitch Trubisky. Moving on.
No shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Moving on.
This one is very interesting.
Yeah, this is a good topic for me. I got a lot of good topics on this one.
Which team should sign Russell Wilson? Now, we've gone over this probably 70 different scenarios of what can happen.
Yeah.
My most likely outcome, Fields stays with the Bears. Atlanta is Kirk Cousins. The Giants.
I do like Kirk Cousins in Atlanta, yes.
The Giants sign Russell Wilson
I don't think so.
to mask Daniel Jones' cap space because basically you sign him cheap, you get a quarterback who threw, I think, 48 touchdowns to 19 picks the last 2 seasons, 63 rating, 64 rating, I think over 100, or sorry,
90.9.
90.9 rating,
Yeah.
63 or 64 QBR. Yeah. You know, he's better than Jones. They have a good offensive line. Bringing in Russ might make Saquon want to come back to the Giants. And then you say, look,
I think Saquon's so done with the Giants, it's not even funny.
no, well, hold on a second.
He's made it very clear that they screwed up last year.
No, do you know why he hasn't signed yet? It is strictly because of the money. That has been reported by Schefter.
Well,
That Barkley wants.
wouldn't you?
Let's and I don't know the numbers. But let's say that Barkley wants $12 million. The Giants are offering him like 9 or 10, and he's like, no.
Hey, come on home, bro. Come on back to hometown.
The Giants are playing roulette, Russian roulette. They're hoping
Yeah.
that he goes out and his best offer.
And there's no market.
$8 million is his best offer.
It ain't gonna happen. I think his value is probably about 15 to 16.
He's 26 to 27. You know, the Bears
He's still a top 8 running back when healthy.
and he's been fairly healthy the last 2
Yeah,
seasons.
and he's proved that the first couple of years wasn't anything of consistency with his injuries. So
I got Russell Wilson to the Giants. I got the Patriots trading up to get Caleb Williams at 1. I got the Commanders trading Sam Howell to the Raiders.
ooh,
Okay. For like a second or a third round pick. Something not. It's not expensive.
right.
Lets the Raiders build
He's
another
still a
box.
rookie contract though.
And the one I didn't know about was the Steelers until you said what you said, and I have him written down right here on my notebook. Ryan
Tannehill.
motherfucking Tannehill.
Yep, I'm telling you,
But
they're gonna ride Pickett. They're gonna keep Pickett, and they're gonna sign a veteran leader to where if Pickett struggles, they can put the veteran guy in. But they need some mentorship for Pickett, and they haven't had it. I mean, Mike Tomlin's a player's coach, and you can tell that he's a player's coach. He's a great coach, but he doesn't. I don't. Big Ben was his best quarterback. Big Ben came in, and I feel like
Hall of Fame quarterback.
yeah. I mean, that's what it was.
And he didn't even draft him.
All right, so for mine,
Now, hold on a second. There's one name I didn't mention.
okay.
Baker Mayfield. He's been linked to the
He's going back to Tampa.
I think so
I think he should go. Mike Evans just resigned. Yeah, there's no reason for him to leave Tampa.
That's going to be a very scary team. Oh,
Depends on what Atlanta does. I'm telling you, bro. They get Kirk Cousins, and Atlanta might win that whole division. I promise you. I promise
It'll
you.
be a fight between the.
So mine is going to be Washington's going to go to the draft. They're actually going to take Drake May.
Okay. So we're saying there.
I think the Bears.
Don't fucking say it.
I think they take Caleb Williams. I think they do. I think they do. Again, like if look, listen, it might be the hype train. I don't know what polls does.
The hype train.
I feel like they're gonna
nothing. He comes from a Lincoln Ryan
I-
system.
listen. I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. I think
Pretty sure
I think he will be a bust.
the only ranked team they beat last year. He didn't even play the game. He wasn't even the quarterback. Fuck Caleb Williams.
I'm a Notre Dame fan. We weren't even ranked when they played us.
This
And
this will be.
it was a fucking shit show. He threw like 4 picks. It was horrible.
Hey,
Not
this
impressed.
will be the time where this fucker will take us to a Super Bowl. Someone will play this back. No, I don't think
I think it's like almost written in stone now that the Bears are taking Caleb. Like it's just I have to go with that's what's going to happen. The Raiders, I think they are going to draft. I think Jaden McDaniel might be an interesting pick. I like him in black and silver for the next 4 years in Vegas. Brand new quarterback, brand new young guy in Vegas. What's to go wrong? New England, interestingly enough, I think they wait or trade into the end of the first and get Bo Nix. Bo Nix screams New England Patriots quarterback to me. Older in age, knows the game a little bit better than some of these young guys. Has been around the game longer. Kind of got an older look to him. I feel like post Belichick era. I think this will be the first move that obviously Belichick is not involved in. I think they're gonna make a splash.
so. Giants.
Giants. So I think, and this is where it starts to get interesting for me. Okay, I think the Giants, you have to stick with Daniel Jones. Nobody wants that contract. That's a horrible decision last year that was made.
Well, you can
Instead
stick
of
with
giving
them and
it-
still sign Russell.
I think because eventually, once that contract goes down to a year or two, he's going to become more tradable.
You give him an extension.
Nobody wants him now because he's got 3 years at $40 million. a year.
For Jones, yeah.
For Jones, yeah. So what I say the Giants do, and again, I think they're going to make that Mitchell Trubisky move. I think they're going to make that Daniel Jones move.
Oh, I thought you said they were going to get Trubisky.
No. Trubisky just signed with the Bills. Man.
Yeah, I was like, what?
But what I'm saying is they're going to make another move like that. And I think they take J.J. McCarthy at 5. And I think he sits behind Daniel Jones. So that way, when he's more tradable, J.J. is able to step in. I think if the only move that saves Brian Daboll's job, the only move in this free agency or draft is to get Russell Wilson. I do agree. I think he a cheap option.
AJ or signing Russell? Now I'm confused.
No, I have them taking JJ. What I'm telling you is that the only move that is going to save Daboll's job is to sign Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you're saying he doesn't want to be
Cheap option. Obviously, a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. Not much better, in my opinion, to be honest. Daniel Jones is a way better runner. At that point, Russell's a cheap option. You eat your contract on Jones. If Russell goes down with injury, hypothetically, at least you have a $40 million quarterback to fall back on. I mean, it's what it is. You sign the contract, you now have to eat it. I mean, you gave the wrong guy the money. I said that last season.
Yep.
You gave the wrong guy the contract. That money should have went to Barkley. And Barkley shouldn't even be on the free agency board this year.
And so we agree that Kirk Cousins is probably going to the Falcons.
Kirk Cousins, I love in Atlanta. If not trading for Justin Fields, I think they do like Kirk Cousins better than the trade for Justin Fields. Obviously, Kirk Cousins is a free agent. It's a little more expensive, but you don't have to. You don't have to give up the draft capital as well.
Yeah. Well, okay. So then we both agree. Handing over the Steelers.
I also like Russell Wilson to Pittsburgh. I think the same thing, the same reason for Tannehill. Mentor option to Pickett. You sit Pickett another year and you say, hey, look, we're not going to pick up your option, but at the same time, you need to just sit back, be the backup, pay attention.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a year. And again, Russell's a cheap option. I'm sure Tannehill's going to be a cheap option too. 1-2 year deal, why not?
So then the other team that we're forgetting, if Kirk leaves
Minnesota. I think Minnesota.
Could you imagine Baker Mayfield going there? JJ and Jordan.
I do like it, but again, I don't see Baker. Listen, not really anybody gave Baker Mayfield a chance except for the Bucs.
I get that, but
he got comeback player of the year. I don't see him going anywhere else.
Answer this question. Would you rather throw to Mike Evans and Godwin and Cade Otton? Would you rather throw to JJ, Addison, and Hop?
You're going to call me crazy. I'm taking Tampa, and the reason being is now Minnesota has no running backs. Release Madison. I'm not trusting Cam Akers.
You have Derrick Henry, Jacobs, Barkley, Pollard, Eckler, Swift, Joe
Mixon. Well, guess what? Make a signing and then talk to me. Right now, I'm taking Tampa because Rachaad White is going to be a fantasy relevant quarterback this year. Guaranteed.
Running back.
Running back. Mike Evans just signed a 2-year extension.
Yep.
Still got Godwin. They can hit the draft. They got an end of the first round pick.
Yeah.
They could go to the draft and get a rookie wide receiver that's so goddamn deep. Come on, man. I mean, Tampa Bay is scary. If they can get a defense, they can re-sign Devin White. And they already, I think they franchise tagged Winfield.
Yeah,
so I mean, they just need to improve their defense, and they're running for that division.
Okay, so you just brought up rookie receivers. Let's talk about that for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Whoever the Chiefs draft,
yes,
at pick 32, should potentially be one of the first receivers taken in the draft. Because yes, you have Rasheed Rice, but how much longer does Kelty have?
He's not a starter and getting Patrick Mahomes throwing
tools. Wheels and deals it. I mean, if it's Brian Thomas Jr. in our league, I'm taking him first round. I'm not taking him.
If it's any of these three names, if it's Brian Thomas Jr.,
Xavier Worthy,
oh my God, please, God, for the love of Jesus, on all that we have, holy, please do not let it be Xavier Worthy. We're talking about Tyreek Hill days.
You're talking about an immediate wide receiver.
Yes.
Impact. at the end of the
Patrick Mahomes is just going to sling that thing and just let it fly.
See, because
That's scary. They're already fucking winning now.
I foresee in most fantasy drafts, the first 3 receivers taken are Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, and
Robinson Duje. 100%. After that,
well, then you got to think. Then you have Brock Powers, so there's 4.
Yeah.
But then you got to think in redraft dynasty leagues, someone's taking Caleb, someone's taking Drake May, someone's taking Daniels. So there's 7.
Bo Nix could be in there. But again, Bo Nix could be starting, if not this year, by next year.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you right now, and you're talking in a 10 or 12 man league, whatever receiver the Chiefs take, I'm not going to.
We probably have.
I'm not going to say that they're going to put up JJ numbers, but it could be a JJ type steal. If you could get that receiver for the Chiefs at 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12,
I'm saying.
It should be like, we're talking Troy Franklin, Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Worthy. I think Keon Coleman would be insane.
Keon Coleman would be good too.
And all you got to do is Rice has proven that he's a wide receiver 1. He proved that last year. Yes, 100%. You still got Kelsey for another year. I think he should have hung up with his brother, but we'll talk about that later. Listen, all you got to do is either make Rashee Rice a wide receiver 2, which is what I think the Mike Evans signing would have done.
Yes.
Obviously, that's off the table with him going back to Tampa Bay. But who's to say they don't get Calvin Ridley?
The Chiefs.
Who's to say they don't get Calvin? Sign him to a 2-year deal. That might be 2 guaranteed rings.
2 more.
Yeah.
That's 4 in a row. I hate the Chiefs.
It's scary. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously they're good at running back. They're not going to go out and get any of these running backs. But yeah, Calvin Ridley and DJ Shark.
I foresee the Bills taking a receiver in the draft too.
100%.
If anything other than,
I think Diggs is traded on draft day.
Yeah, I think there's too much of I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
That's the norm for them to like.
And he hasn't been happy in Buffalo the last 2 years, and we all know it.
And I think the other thing is that the Bills are going to look at the Chiefs and say they need a receiver. They're going to lose Kelsey. Who do they want? And then the Bills are going to say, well, we need a receiver. We're going to draft that player. Yeah, we're going to the Chiefs because it's better he plays for us than he destroys us on the Chiefs.
I mean, I still think, you don't trade him to the Chiefs. God, no. Hell no.
No.
You trade Diggs to the Chiefs, and it's
I'm saying
suicide for all of us.
I'm saying it's better that you draft that receiver there. But see, now the problem is that they have 7 holes on defense. They cut so many players, and they're still under the cap. I mean, the Bills' run might be done. Diggs might have to.
The Bills have a short run.
So now, I got
Josh Allen's still number 1 fantasy quarterback relevancy, but
let's.
It's not. They're just losing the playoffs. They don't have all the gas.
So this is via 33rd team.
Yep.
We are going to be reviewing 4 things, discussing what they view as 4 trades to fix 4 broken teams.
Okay.
And I'm pretty excited for the last one because.
Yeah, we'll talk about the last one because we went over that a little bit earlier.
So we got the Arizona Cardinals are going to select trade for T. Higgins
or Stig. So did they franchise tag Higgins? Is that how they? Okay.
And so
I thought he was going to be a free agent.
Yeah, and I think the goal is to get a deal done. I think the goal, they're keeping Higgins.
I mean, if it was Murray, either Higgins or Diggs would be. I mean, hopefully.
I like Higgins because of the age. He's got a couple years on Diggs in terms of youth.
But you're going to cost him.
I think, you're going to cost more. In terms of a trade because of the age, and then
I think. Who's their Marquise Brown was their number 1, right? He's a free agent. So unless you bring him back, you got Michael Wilson who came on late, and Greg Dortch.
Okay.
It was a good slot at the end of the season, but they obviously one of these signings makes a difference, but they don't make
now the problem with this is you could go sign a Calvin Ridley, a Darnell Mooney. You could go sign OBJ if you wanted to. You can go sign receivers, not give up draft capital. So it's just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, but is the bang worth the buck?
Yeah, exactly. Are you trading for T because in 3 years you're going to compete? Or are you going to sign one of these receivers to a 1 or 2 year deal because, hey, we just want to have a receiver for the next 2 years while we rebuild this thing?
Yep.
So I agree with this. Get T. Higgins or Stephon Diggs, probably better.
I think there's other teams that are in the hunt. Not necessarily saying it's only Arizona, but I do like this move for Arizona.
Well, and I think even then they should still probably take Malik Neighbors at 4.
Right.
And
that's the thing. Yeah, I think that's what my point is. You still have to go wide receiver at the 4th pick.
Yeah.
Whether that be, I think it might even be Marvin Harris Jr.
No.
Listen, I'm telling you, there's go Caleb. I know you don't want to hear it. There's go Caleb. Washington goes Drake May, and the Patriots may stay there and take Daniels. I like Bo Nix, the Patriots. They may take it might go quarterback.
Well,
Or New England trades back, and it's another quarterback. Need.
it's very funny that this doesn't say sign Kirk Cousins. It says trade for Justin Fields. And I think
I think Kirk Cousins would be the better one.
I think
Obviously, it's trades, but I think Kirk Cousins would.
yeah. Well, and I think Justin Fields unlocks the offense a little bit more. I think you grow for more yards, obviously, with Kirk Cousins. That offense goes crazy. But the ability for Fields to roll out, he's got a better offensive line, definitely better running backs.
I mean,
More is definitely better than their receivers, but the Falcons' receivers are still better than anything else.
that didn't work for him last year. Listen, Justin Fields is like I ordered off of Amazon.
Look,
Desmond Ritter is like I ordered off of Wish.
No, look. So
It's the same style quarterback. I feel like Kirk Cousins isn't doing no rollout.
So Fields got hurt week 7, week 8, week 9, somewhere around there. He had struggled in the start of the season, but when he came back, the last 3, 4, 5 games, he only had I think 2 or 3 total turnovers. So he played better. Did he play great? No. But we went 7-10. We went 7-10, and that defense lost us 3 games.
Oh, I agree.
3 games. If we go 9-8, nobody's having this discussion.
Right.
We went 7-10. We're improving each year. Let's be happy. We got our quarterback. Let's roll with them. Fuck that one. I like the next one though. The Broncos trade away Jerry Jeudy. While he's young and has some value left before he talks his way out of the league, because he's not good at all.
No, he's arguably probably top 10 in bust in the last decade, I'd say.
Yes.
He was a high first round draft pick.
Yeah, I don't even know what he was, but
he was like
10, maybe number 10.
What year was he drafted?
20 or 21. I think it was
the year. I was thinking 19. I think it was the year before COVID, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was on Denver by COVID. But either way, he was a first round talent, and he is not even remotely. I would have even took him in the 5th round, probably.
Now, this last one I do not like.
I don't like it for you. I mean, I get it.
I don't. Linebackers.
But he can line up on the edge. It's kind of like a homecoming. Come retire where you started.
Funny enough, on draft day, I asked Ryan back in 2014, I was like, who do you want the best to get? And he goes, I think we picked up 14 or 16 that year. And he's like, we won't get him, but I would love Khalil Mack. He's going to be a game changer. Fucking right. Straight up game changer.
Oh, he was.
So, just a straight physical monster. What's he going to do for us? Are we contending this year? It depends. If we get Caleb Williams, we're not contending this year. If we keep Fields, I think there's a chance we go 10-7 and sneak in a playoff spot. Our division is pretty tough, so we'd have to go 500 and then basically beat most of the field. So I don't like the Klumac because his contract is too much money. We can sign out on the offensive line. I think our defense is good enough. So
can I add something before you change this?
Yeah.
I'm going to change one of these teams to another team, and it's going to remain the same. Okay, so the ones on the right are going to remain the same. I'm just going to change the team.
I'm going to change the Arizona Cardinals to the Green Bay Packers.
But don't they have enough receivers? Dobbs, Watson.
I mean, I don't think
Nicks.
Watson was injured most of the year. I do like Jaden Reed, but he's not. I don't think he's a.
Oh shit!
I don't
Why? The Browns have acquired wide receiver Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos.
Wow, for what?
Holy shit! I gotta see.
Wow, live breaking news. Live breaking news. For a 5th and a 6th round pick.
Holy
Wow, we got our first one. There we go. Here we go. Couldn't have timed that any damn better, I'll tell you that.
Is wow. So the Browns are now rolling with Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, and Elijah Moore.
Yep. Listen,
Woo! Johnson has no down.
But yeah, I would change the Arizona Cardinals to the Green Bay. I feel like if you give Green Bay, that's what Green Bay does. A number 1 wide receiver. I feel like Jaden Reed. I feel like Dobbs. I feel like Watson are all solid wide receiver 2s.
Yeah, they're not.
They need a star wide receiver. Giving Jordan Love a wide receiver number 1. They gave 49ers a scare in the playoffs. Imagine giving him Diggs or Higgins. I'm just saying. So let's go back. Since we're talking about Watson now, and we've talked about Russell Wilson, I want to know which trade do you think was worse? I just want to touch on this just for a quick second. Which trade do you think was worse? The Deshaun Watson trade or the Russell Wilson trade?
Didn't the Browns give up like multiple firsts?
Yes.
And the Seahawks didn't.
They gave up more players, but they gave up, I think.
The Seahawks didn't get it. I think they got seconds.
We're going to about that here too. It's right here.
No, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, $165 million guarantees to Russ.
Yeah, and then now the Broncos just ate $85 million of that.
However, this is the Russell Wilson trade. I not only think this is the worst trade in history, but this definitely trumps
Russell Wilson's trade in 22.
They gave up 3 firsts. Cleveland. A third. Yep, listen. A third, a fourth, and a fully guaranteed $230 million contract for a guy that has played in 12 of 34 games.
Now he was suspended.
You knew that before you made the trade.
Yeah.
But he's only played in 12 of 34 games.
So you can take those 8 or 9 games out. He's at 34, 35, or 24 or 25.
Right.
So he's barely played 50 or just under 50% of his games.
Yep. And has a composite score that ranks 35th in the last 2 years.
Oh, no, he's trash.
Yeah. No, he has been. He has been. Like, I'm telling you, that has got to be going down as the worst trade. A lot of people say Russell Wilson. A lot of people do. I still think it's Deshaun Watson. Won't touch it. And it's the same year. Nobody talks about it, but it was literally the same year, 2022. Both happened.
Should we, let's, sorry, I'm looking for some more. We got waiver, free agent finder, looking for the mock drafts on this thing.
Oh, the mock draft for where they're going to go?
Well, I'm looking just basically for the mock draft for just our league. Now we're just transitioning over to some fantasy. I want to draft wizard. Ooh, draft
for fantasy wise, I think Caleb Williams has to go to 1.1. No matter where he goes, if he goes to Chicago or wherever, I mean, it's just kind of like almost written in stone type thing.
So just so everybody is aware,
I wouldn't take him at 1.1. You may call me crazy. So I'd take Marvin Harrison at 1.1.
So we have I use Fantasy Pros. That's my shop, Fantasy Pros. I love them. Pay for their subscription every year. I like the tools that it gives me. I like the analytics part of it. We have our league settings. They are in.
Okay.
Boom. League settings in. Dynasty League rookies, it is custom draft order, so it is the actual draft order that is,
Which is our draft order.
which is ours. So I have the number 2 and number 9 pick in the first
I have
draft.
the 5-6.
Everything's the same. I've ran this probably 50 times.
Okay,
It does not matter.
pretty consistent.
Compared to most, yes. We're gonna see right there. This is the first time it's ever changed it to Marvin Harrison Jr. It's starting to change.
See, that's what I'm saying. I would take Marvin Harrison. I would. I think he's going to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I do.
We're just gonna.
I think he's going to be better than his dad, and his dad's a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Okay. So as you can see, I don't know how well you can see it.
I mean, his dad had a Hall of Fame quarterback. Hopefully, he gets his, a good, decent quarterback to throw the ball. But
So, and this is exactly what I'm saying. In a 12-man league,
mm-hmm.
you're looking at it. The Chiefs can draft Brian Thomas Jr., Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, Keon Coleman, Troy Franklin. They get one of those quarterbacks.
I'm saying it's deep.
You're getting them at 10 back.
Yeah.
The top 3, 4.
To get Bo Nix at 2-7 is insanity to me. Insanity. I'm telling you, this guy could be starting in a year or two. Whether he goes to New England, where I think he's going to go, or if Minnesota takes a stab, or let's say somebody trades up to the mids and like a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers trade up to get him. Or wait till 20. I think he's a late first pick anyway. I think late first, early second. So somebody's either going to have to trade up if they want him. I mean, you got to go get your guy. But if you can wait till that decent in the second round, maybe you can get a steal.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
There he is, Jason Kelsey. Go. That's me.
Draft strategy. Let's see. Draft strategy. Cool. Dope. So you can really change this up on how they draft. Again, it's.
I think it's right.
Yeah, I just ran it again.
And now I went Caleb. No, it did.
Well, you know, funny. Now it's Marvin and Caleb the exact same way, but Jaden and Drake May.
See, why would you take 2 quarterbacks? That's what don't make sense to me.
No, this is where they're even taking a QB that's a factor and the QB that you've already taken.
Yeah, and that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck right about there. But at the same time, man, like,
Well, see, like, look at.
what is my next pick? Like 2-8, I
I
think.
don't know. So you have 5 and 6 in the first, and like we said, you're looking at Malik Neighbors.
Neighbors and Powers.
I mean,
that's
That's
it.
actually a Laporta, a Travis Kelce of the tight ends.
Yep.
Malik Neighbors is a solid receiver. I personally think that Brian Thomas Jr. will have a better pro career than Neighbors. Both teammates.
I think Neighbors will end up being the number 2 wide receiver on this class. And it's going to be hard to beat Marvin Harrison. I do. But I think him. I think Xavier Worthy is going to be good. I think Brian Thomas. It's not everybody. I know what everybody's thinking. Oh, you just ran a 4.2. And everybody's no. If you pay attention, him and Adonai Mitchell played at Texas,
Yep.
right? If you watch any Texas game, Xavier Worthy's route running is insane.
Yep.
His footwork is insane. He reminds me of Deshaun Jackson 2.0 with a slight slice of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, see, and
Like, that's what it is.
here's the thing I don't like about this. Lad McConkey at 1-8.
That's what I think the Chiefs. I've read a couple mock drafts where the Chiefs trade up
So
to get Lad McConkey. They like that slot. They need a good slot. I mean, they could easily just sign. I mean, I think it's a mistake, but they could easily sign MVS to a 1-year contract. Put MVS back on the outside, Rashee Rice, and then McConkey in the slot.
didn't they just let him go?
They did. But I'm just saying that you release him, and then you say you're like, oh, okay, well, here's a 1-year deal. We'll make sure you guarantee you're on a team. If the Chiefs don't pick you back up, who else is going to sign MVS?
You can't catch a fucking ball.
That's what I'm saying. That may be your best bet on the NFL roster. Honestly.
So I generally agree. I do think, obviously, this is all dependent on the actual NFL draft. Because I am telling you right now,
I don't like I'm gonna tell you now, I don't like Blake Corum being the third running back off the board. I understand that Brooks sat out. He's doing his pro day. Trey Benson had a hell of a combine. His 40 time was great.
They're both going in the first 16 picks.
I mean, I agree. Blake Corum, to me, though, had arguably the best combine all around. Route running, the 40 time was kind of rough. But the drills, if that's what you need to do, the 40 time don't mean shit, people. They're not wearing pads. They're not wearing helmets. These guys are naked.
Well,
they're in spandex.
So let's
The 40 time don't mean anything. The drills is what you pay attention to. The route running, the footwork, the hands, the ability to know where you're at on the field for wide receivers. Like the drills is where it's at. And I feel like Blake Corum arguably had the best draft combine out of everybody.
Yeah, so obviously as free agency moves happen, that'll change our opinions, that'll change some mock drafts. Next Saturday, we're going to do our own NFL mock draft. We'll do the first 16 picks after kind of the first week of free agency happens. Get those out there, see how that affects the draft, see how that affects rookie drafts. After the NFL draft, we'll have way more coverage on fantasy football in terms of rookie drafts for dynasties, where to take them in redraft leagues.
So you kind of let it free agency play out because if you rank, I mean, you can rank them now, but again, say that the Patriots don't go trade for Stephon Diggs. Well, if they trade for Stephon Diggs, I think their opportunity of taking quarterback first would probably increase because Stephon Diggs is not going to just rock with Mac Jones.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that we got to pay attention to. And yeah, we'll come with some rookie rankings here in a couple of weeks. That way, you know, it's more true to the touch.
Before they had the Fantasy Pros mock draft live, we were literally doing mock drafts on a.
We do them 10, 15 times a day, just running them through. I think I'm going through people's rosters. Because we manually do it, guys. We manually go through everybody's roster. We try to predict, hey, I think he's weak at this position. This is what This is why we sometimes have to narrow it down to a position more than a player. But sometimes we can be specific about what player it is. So
yeah, we kind of like this shit.
Yeah.
So from us here at 422, we're happy to.
Oh, hold on, wait. We forgot it. Completely forgot a segment here.
Wait, which one?
We're not just going to end the show without talking about Jason Kelce.
Oh my God!
Okay, first of all, yeah, I know you're trying to avoid it. Listen,
look, he's the greatest.
He is the greatest. He is the greatest center ever. I wrote down some stuff that I just want to share real quick. That this is just his tenure in Philadelphia. Jason Kelce in these times was the center. So I'm not going to say it every time. In 2011, LaShawn McCoy rushed for 17 touchdowns, most in Eagles history. Jason was the center. The Eagles averaged 160 yards per game in 2013, most since 1950.
Wow.
2013, the same year, LaShawn McCoy rushed for 1,600 yards, most in Eagles history. 13, Nick Foles had a 27-2 touchdown to interception ratio.
That year was crazy.
Best in Eagles history. 14, the Eagles average is 30 points per game, most since 1949. Like I said, some of these that may have been beaten by now. You know what I mean? This is just while Jason Kelce has been an Eagles center. 2017, Carson Wentz threw 33 touchdowns, most in Eagles history. 17, the Eagles in the Super Bowl scored 41 points, 538 in yards. It beat the Patriots. Got his ring. In 21, the Eagles rushed for 2,700 yards in a season, most in franchise history.
Wow.
Jalen was the quarterback, so obviously that transpires in. 22, the Eagles scored 477 points in a season, most in franchise history. 32 touchdowns in 22, rushed for 32 touchdowns as a team, most in franchise history. A lot of that was the push. Jalen Hurts rushed for 15 touchdowns, tied for most by quarterbacks in history.
15. That was great.
And again, the tush push. That brings me back to my last point. This is why he will be the greatest center of all time. It's because I believe wholeheartedly, and I could be wrong, he could have taught his replacement at Philadelphia, which has already been drafted, by the way. He could have taught whoever. He could have gave his little secret.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you now, as of right now, as of this day, he is the only person that can make the most dominant play in NFL history successful. That says a lot.
Yes.
92% of the time, the tush push. All these other teams were trying it all year long. You see video after video after video. Oh, so-and-so tried to tush push. They were doing it in high school. They were doing it in college. It was all over the football world.
Yep.
92% of the time because Jason Kelce was the center. I'm just saying. That's probably the third time in my life that I've cried for a grown man.
Okay, so I'll let you have your Jason Kelce Eagles.
That's it. Rest in peace, brother. I appreciate you for everything.
Keep on taking off your shirts at Chiefs games.
Hey,
Jiggle like it.
listen. If you had a brother still playing in the NFL, you'd be there.
Oh, fuck you, I will
You'd be there cheering him on, too. So, I hear that a lot. Oh, it's going to be Chiefs games. I bet you're going to love that. And,
Let him go
yeah,
cheer
he's
on
cheering on his family. Like, you act like that's a bad
These
thing.
boys are from fucking Ohio. They
Yeah.
were never Eagles fans. He
No.
loves the Eagles, but he's always going to have his favorite team. That's, I mean,
It ain't nothing like that. It's because his brother plays on the Chiefs.
Let's not act about Travis. Let's not act like Travis. Travis.
were they Browns
I
fans?
think it's kids, yeah.
As kids, yeah. I mean,
But I mean, we're not going to act like Travis will retire and he's still going to be a Chiefs fan because that's not going to happen.
yeah, no. He'll go back to
I think honestly, this is my vision for the future. Does it happen? I don't know. We have arguably the best O-line coach ever in the NFL history right now, Jeff Stoutland. They call it Stoutland University for a reason. We don't take O linemen in the first round because
You don't need to.
because of who we have. We don't need a first round talent to make them succeed. However, Jeff is getting old. I think with him having a NFL Network contract right now, I don't think it happens right now.
But you think it's like Tom Brady, where he's a year or two away from being done?
Yeah, no, I think he's a year or two away from being a coach. I think he starts out as an assistant coach under Jeff Stoutland in about a year or two. Like I said, he has his NFL Network contract now. He's going to be an analyst on NFL Network. I'm going to need a year or two. I think he's going to go be an assistant coach behind Jeff. I think that gives Jeff his last year, or if not, maybe 2 years. And then Jason takes over. That would be ideally for me. I do think he has come out and said that he wants to be involved in the organization. He has blatantly come out and said that. I think that is the best opportunity for him. Coaches get to go home. Coaches get to have time with their family. I understand you're traveling, but I'm pretty sure Kylie wouldn't say no to that. Just saying.
Cool. Well, that was a good segment.
I like that.
No more Jason Kelce talking. He's done retiring.
Hey, that's it. He's done.
No more fish plays.
Until we'll see you in Ken, bud, and then we'll talk about you again.
Okay, guys. From us here at the 4th and 22 podcast. Remember, we're all about the content. All the extra stuff will be added in as we figure it out.
That's right.
Until then, guys, catch you next Saturday.
See you.